All right, so I am here to remind you how magnificently powerful you are. And all you have to do to get anything and everything you want is keep going within your mind and focusing on affirmations of who you are, having what you want. That is what we're going to talk about today. You're the operant power. People don't have free will in your reality, and everything you experience in your 3D is cultivated here first. Hey everyone, it's Kim Velez, a conscious life and success coach, and I'm really excited to be here with you today. So I know I've been getting emails. My website is currently down because they are redoing it. So hopefully it'll be up soon. I also want to remind you that if you feel like you need additional support other than my free content, I do have a paid Facebook group. I have email coaching. I have one-on-one sessions. I also have a really fun monthly Zoom coaching group. I always fuck that up. Called the VIP Self-Concept Community, where we come together twice a month and do live coaching in a group setting. It's really fun. Replays are available if you can't make it. And I also have, self-study courses. If you want to manifest your SP back and keep them for good, then I have that, as well as You Are the Prize, focusing all about you and your self-concept when it comes to love. Okay, so let's talk about this, right? Because this is really, really important to remind yourself of. And this is, everyone's different. Everyone's in a different place when it comes to the believability factor. But the way you keep reinforcing the belief is to reminding yourself, one, that you are the operant power. Two, I want you to look at anything you've manifested in the past that was favorable and not favorable, to keep reminding you that you are the operant power, because you're going to have doubts. Nobody fully believes this 100% of the time, and that's okay. You don't have to. This is how powerful we are, that we literally don't have to believe shit to manifest it, and we certainly don't have to believe it 100%. But this beautiful process, or this journey, this inner transformational thing that starts to happen, is you start feeling certain in who you are and your power, certain in that everything has to conform to match your beautiful mind. So Neville has a quote that I'm not going to read, but it's really, this whole thing is about understanding that you create your experiences in your physical form. And a lot of people, again, part of this whole reconditioning of the awakening process as a conscious creator is to focus on the version of you that has what they want. So Neville calls it the wish fulfilled, right? So it's a very different version of you if you already have what you want, how you would think and what you would be focusing on in your life, rather than the version of you that doesn't have what they want and is trying to get what they want. And this comes up a lot with coaching clients. So I wanted to just kind of do a video talking more and more about this, because it's a subtle but very powerful difference in your internal state. And remember, your mind and what you focus on dominantly through affirming, right? Affirmations are just simply your thoughts. That's it. And whether you're visualizing, journaling, doesn't matter what technique you use. The techniques are not what's important. What's important is what you're focusing on in your mind dominantly. So when you have a self-concept that says, I don't get what I want, I'm not powerful, you are the version of you that, I don't really know if I got this, and I'm just hoping to see movement in my 3D to make me believe even more. And everybody has to go through that to some extent, but you want to train yourself to not reinforce that, or at least reinforce it as least as possible, because your power is in your mind. And whenever I work with a client that they're really struggling and needing to see movement, and then they're reacting every time the 3D is showing up, and they're doubting, and they're like, this isn't working, and they go right back into old self-concept and the old story and focusing heavily and more dominantly on what just manifested in the 3D. It's a clear fucking indicator that you are not in your empowered state. You are not being the operant power. You are not believing in your own power. And so what you're doing is you're putting all your attention on the old version of you, the old version of them, and the old version of what you believe is, happening in your 3D. And that's just going to give you more and more. Now, people react all the time to 3D and it's not gonna fuck anything up, and you don't have to fucking revise it either. Like, I have reacted many times to the 3D and I don't revise anything. I'm just like, well, it doesn't matter, it already happened, this is what I want. And boom, I just focus on it and I don't rehash it in my mind and relive it and worry and create all these negative assumptions that me doing that, it just ended everything or made things worse, and now it's gonna delay it even more. Like, remember, your thoughts, assumptions create your reality. So if you have a belief that you have to revise a reaction in the 3D and you keep replaying it and rehashing it in your mind, well then guess what? That's what's going to happen. And the reality is this, is even like somebody with their SP, somebody in a relationship, you're gonna have a disagreement here and there. Like, it's normal, humans aren't going to agree all the fucking time. And if they are, they're not being real and truthful with themselves. So you have to understand that that doesn't mean it's the end. So why are you assuming that because you reacted to your 3D in that moment, that that's the end of this creation for you too? Like, just, you have to stop. You have to keep reaffirming that you are the operant power. So let's look at the other version of you that has what she wants. So when people are like, oh, I want more money and I want this and I want that, right? Well, you're sitting here dwelling like, when is it gonna happen? How am I gonna get this? When am I gonna pay this? And I get it, I've been there, right? And it's understanding that if you had all this money in your bank account, you would not be thinking from the version of you that doesn't have it. You would not be worried about it. You would not be, thinking these thoughts that keep reaffirming you don't have what you want. And this is what so many people do, and they keep missing, and it just, makes the experience a little bit not as pleasant for them or unpleasant for them, because they still create a lot of emotional suffering for themselves. So you have to remember that if you had $1 million, delivered in your bank account tomorrow, or you knew it was coming, right? Like tomorrow or in a week, you would be focused and thinking very different thoughts than the person who feels broke, doesn't have enough money, and is scared, okay? That's just the reality. That's the truth. So you have to move yourself from the version that doesn't have what they want to the version in your mind of having what you want. So if you had this money, or this money is going to be in a day or a week, what would you be focusing on? Let's take it a step further. Let's put you in the wish fulfilled like Neville talks about, right? If you have this money sitting in your account, are you going to be worried about how you pay your bills? No. What would you be thinking? This is nice. Boom, open the account, pay the bill. Are you going to be, sad or devastated every time you open your bank account, right? No, you're going to be like, yes, in your mind, subconsciously, you'll be like affirming, like, oh, this is nice, that dollar amount. I'm excited to get more, So how do you move from the person who doesn't have what they want, I'm broke, to having money, right? In your mind, because that's where you have to start. That's how you manifest it out here. It's not get the money first and then I change. That doesn't work. If that worked, we would have done that, okay? So what you have to do is you have to surround yourself in your mind in the version of you that has that money in her bank account. So what would I do? I would be like, thank goodness I'm rich. Thank goodness I can pay for this. I would be living in my mind where affirming, it's so nice that I can buy this and I was able to buy that. And that last week I spent X amount of dollars on whatever it is that I wanted. Man, it's so good that this is the last check I just sent to pay off this large debt or whatever, right? Whatever the fuck it is. I'm so grateful that I'm able to vacay like every fucking month and take, 5 people with me. Like, I have the best fucking life, right? It's so nice that every time I open my bank account, I have, $10,000 more every day. It's so nice that every time I look at my balance in my checking account, it's always at a minimum of X amount of dollars. I love that I always have way more fucking money than I can spend. Man, life is good, because it really shifts you into the wish fulfilled. And you have to understand something, that when you're affirming self-concept, even with SPs, I don't want you to keep reinforcing the self-concept that I don't have what I want and I'm rejected and they need to hurry up and conform so I feel better, because you can manifest that way, definitely. I've fucking done it, but it doesn't last, and you keep repeating the cycles. So if you had your boo-boo with you and you were, married and happy and been together over a year and you already overcame all that old programming you were doing, what would you be thinking? Man, he's the best boyfriend ever. Wow, she's an amazing girlfriend, right? I love that I get to wake up next to the love of my life every day. Man, fucking life is good. I feel so loved and cherished by this person every day. Like, that is a totally different version of you than the person who is in the old self-concept where they feel rejected, not chosen, not loved, and they keep affirming this story of their SP to make them feel all of that. And this is how you become more powerful and you stop your emotional suffering, is remembering you're the operant power, reaffirming that, becoming that self-concept, and affirming the version of you have to think from the end result. Think from the place. If you had this reality where you had all your abundance you desire and you had all the love in your life that you wanted, or you were with the love of your life that you wanted, what kind of thoughts would you have? Well, they wouldn't be, he doesn't want me, she doesn't want me, I'm not good enough, I'm never going to get this, because you'd be with them. You'd be waking up next to them every day. You'd be like, life is so good. I'm so happy that we're going on our trip next week together. I love that this person makes me laugh every day and that they're my best friend. And when I come home, they give me foot massages. Like, they're fucking so good to me. I love this relationship. So this is how you start focusing in your mind on the things that you want, because that is what will manifest. The 3D has to move and conform and start matching the story in your mind. But you want to shift yourself, who you are, the version of you, to match the reality that you desire. That is how you stop emotional suffering. And this is how you really collapse time and space. And obviously you can affirm for money or an SP or whatever, it doesn't matter. But your self-concept should match the reality where this is happening. See, you're saying, I want to receive this money, or I want to receive this person's love, so I feel what way. Well, then you don't have to, but it will help you manifest more quickly, and it will help you feel better in the process that I am now matching and being the version of me that is receiving this already. So that is how you really collapse time and space and stop feeling like shit all the time and like really fucking anxious. And it's just a more pleasurable experience. And that is what the wish fulfilled is. It's moving you in your mind to the version of you. See, when you feel sad, lonely, angry, rejected, resentful, scared, anxious, doubtful, whatever all those feelings are, all it's saying to you is this: I'm not in the solution in my mind. That's it. So you're sitting in the problem in your mind. So you have to move to the solution in your mind. Your mind creates your reality. You need to live in your reality in your mind first and be the version of you and experience the version of people and really marinate in that and really focus and affirm that story more and more and more. And anytime you feel any of those other emotions that are not favorable, all that's letting you know is, I'm not in the solution. I'm in the problem. I'm in the old reality right now. So how do I move myself in here where it counts to the new reality? Oh, I am this, I am that. This is what they're doing. Man, life is good. And you're reinforcing your reality that you desire. And the more you reinforce that reality, then the less you're paying attention to the old one. You are no longer being dominantly the old version of you, because your old self-concept's going to keep seeking evidence and assumptions in your existence, in your reality, in your world, from everyone and everything around you to let you know why it's not going to work for you, which is why people stay really attached to the 3D, because they're still in their old self-concept. So this is a process, right? Not everybody, we all don't get it overnight. It's just, that's what an internal transformation is. But this is how you really shift your internal state so you feel better about you. You start building up more confidence. You start feeling connected to the reality that you desire, because everything you think you need on the outside, you can cultivate within, and then that's how you get it on the outside. See, whenever you're feeling loved, cherished, wanted, abundant, successful, confident, whatever it is that you desire, you're creating that beautiful experience in your mind, and you're cultivating that, right? So the 3D has to conform to match that for you, to bring in those versions of people and experiences and opportunities that are going to support you feeling all the things that you've been affirming. This is how you get everything you want, is just training your mind to keep focusing. That is what a conscious creator is. It says, persist in my story until I get what I want. Put my dominant focus on what it is that I want. Who am I if I have what I want? And you just keep affirming that. Don't worry if it's a month. Don't worry if it's 3 months. You're going to get what the fuck you want. I mean, listen, the alternative is to keep cycling through the old fucking way, and then you're going to be doing this another year or two. So stop worrying about how long it's going to fucking take. And no, every time I do this, every fucking day, I'm one step closer to being that version of me and overcoming all this shit. All right. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe if you did, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.